All right, what's on tap? I just want to talk about the three best games on the NFL schedule this weekend. Usually, the last 2 weeks, I've been doing like what you have to watch in the NFL, three best games, and they're all like, oh, um, Sunday night football, Monday night football, and another game. But this week, it's not like that, believe it or not. We got some games that are around the schedule that are not just Monday night, Sunday night games that are better than the Sunday night, Monday night games. So we're going to start off with game number one, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Baltimore Ravens. Two teams desperate to win right now. They both need a win now, not later, now. The Cowboys, I think, can afford a loss a little bit more than the Ravens, but the Ravens can't go 0-3. They cannot, under any circumstance, go 0-3 because they'd probably have to go, 10 and that would leave them 14 games. They'd have to probably go 10-3, 10-4 the rest of the way to make the playoffs. 0-3 is almost like an impossible mountain to climb. That's something, if you're a Ravens fan, you should be absolutely like nervous, scared, not sure what you're going to do about it. It's a scary situation for them and their fan base. Can't lose that. The Cowboys, on the other hand, you could go 1-2 after this offseason where you brought back Mike McCarthy after he won 12 games, years in a row. You re-signed Dak to a historic contract. You signed CD Lamb to a historic contract. You had that disaster of a game against the Saints last week, which ended up putting you guys at 1-1. And now you're going to have to go and play the Ravens. If you go 1-2, luckily the Eagles in that division in general don't look as strong as we thought they might. So the Cowboys would be able to recover from it, but it would be a disaster for Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. The second game I want to talk about in the second, these are in no particular order really, but I think the Cowboys Ravens are first, is the Eagles and Saints. This is the reason for this to me is a lot of different things. One, I think the Eagles are in a little bit like the Cowboys, in a little bit of desperation mode, and for different reasons. Their reasoning is because their fan base seems like they hate the head coach, and the players don't seem to necessarily love the head coach. Jalen Hurts has not looked good after a offseason when they're like, oh, Jalen Hurts did not throw any interceptions in training camp. Well, he's been throwing interceptions and turning over the ball quite a bit right now. And the Saints go 3-0. But it's so crazy because we always were talking about the NFC South being like the worst division in the whole entire NFL. You have the Buccaneers are 2-0. You have the Saints are 2-0. You got the 1-1 Falcons, who really looked really good against the Eagles on Monday Night Football. So you wonder, like, is this division as bad as it is? I don't think so. Where the Saints are as good as they've looked, probably not. But if they go 3-0, we have to really take them seriously. And the third game is an actual Sunday Night Football game, Chiefs and Falcons. I mean, anytime Patrick Mahomes is on Sunday Night Football and Falcons, after what that game ended up, this is a huge game for Atlanta. They need to keep pace with this division, which I can't believe I'm saying. I mean, and after this game, the Falcons are going to be in a lot better situation, as we think, right? When we looked at their schedule before the season started, it's like, wow, this is the easiest schedule ever. But now they got the Chiefs, Saints, Buccaneers, like all good teams before they play Panthers, Seahawks, my Seahawks, good team. At Buccaneers, good team. Cowboys, good team. At Saints, right now the Saints look like a good team. At Broncos, okay, not a good team, but it's still in Denver, mile high altitude. Versus Chargers, good team. At Vikings, playing good. At Raiders, they just beat the Ravens. Then Giants, Commanders, and Panthers. At least the end of the season for them ends up in a little bit of a different situation to where they can, rack up some wins. And as far as the Kansas City Chiefs go, the Chiefs are 2-0, but they haven't necessarily looked good being 2-0. Travis Kelce looks like a shell of himself. I know what he's doing. They'll get to the playoffs and he needs to be good for 4 or 5 weeks, and he will be good for 4 or 5 weeks. But Patrick Mahomes had his maybe worst game of his whole entire career last week, and they won. So it's going to be interesting. I kind of feel like the Falcons are going to throw the kitchen sink at this game. Maybe the Falcons win this game, but I love them at +3. It's part of my free money fives. If you want to see all our bets and all our free money fives, you can go into the link in my description. It's at the Sports on Tap, and you can watch our whole betting show there. So make sure you do that. And those are the three most important games of the NFL week 3. So enjoy NFL Sunday.